Okay, hi everybody. My name is Chef Jason Tepper. We're gonna make some awesome food today. I'm really happy to share the space with you. I grew up loving food. When I was 2 years old, my dad made me thick cut challah French toast. Man, was I hooked. I ate it straight for 2 whole years. I still love it today. I'm gonna make some really awesome multicultural dishes for you today. We're gonna share some stories. It's gonna bring back memories of my grandparents and things like that. And I hope that you also can share the feels, maybe experience them yourself. And then, you know what? I wanna also show you that taking some dishes that might seem really intimidating is not intimidating. I'm gonna show you how to make it easy. And most of all, most importantly, we wanna have fun in the kitchen. In today's episode, we're gonna prepare an awesome jumbo lump crab cake from the eastern shore of Maryland or the Chesapeake on Virginia side. And we're gonna move into a za'atar roast rack of lamb with some awesome Mediterranean vegetables, really inspiring, eat healthy. It's gonna be served with a naturally gluten-free chickpea flour flatbread from Nice. And last but not least, we're gonna serve a rich chocolate, flaky filled rugelach, an awesome cookie that my grandparents brought from their homelands. Okay, hey y'all, we're gonna do our first dish today, Chesapeake Bay style jumbo lump crab cake. It's a really exciting dish. Everyone has a favorite recipe if you like this. And first of all, we're gonna start with our batter. So I'm gonna crack an egg here. We're going to add our mayonnaise. We're gonna beat this all together. Crab cakes, simple. We're gonna keep it that way. First 2 ingredients, some heavy mayonnaise, egg yolk, gonna bake it all together, super nice. Next, we're gonna put a pinch of dry mustard. We're talking Chesapeake Bay here, so we need a good tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning. While these flavors come together, we're gonna add some breading. Recipes go everywhere from crackers to toast to challah bread. So we're gonna pick the inside out because we don't need the outer layer. We're gonna save that for another dish for later. And with the challah bread, it's doughy, so we're gonna try not to squeeze it too hard. It'll just make it harder to incorporate later. Saving that guy for later. So without pressing too hard, just gonna slice this up, turn it into a dice. I'm never pressing on this dough. If you see what'll happen, it'll get really squishy, and that's not going to be good in the crab cake. But it tastes really good. Here's our bread. I'm going to switch over to our spoon here. This, in a sense, is our batter. Crab cake originally started out as a fritter. It's a dish created by the Native Americans who lived on the eastern shore of the United States. It's a very special dish. More than the crab cake itself, well, let me show you this beautiful jumbo lump crab meat we've got. This crab meat is from Maryland, the eastern shore, Cambridge, Maryland to be exact. So we're gonna take, this is 1 pound, and we're gonna be really gentle with it. This is what we don't wanna crumble this up. Even when we mix it, we're gonna take great care, and we're gonna add the batter on top instead of dumping all the crab meat in there. So we're gonna, it's like icing on a cake. You just wanna, it's really delicious. So now, just like the crabs were originally hand-picked on the eastern shore, that's the same method we use today, is to hand-pick the crab meat. Those jumbo lumps, each crab, there's only 2 jumbo lumps in each crab. They're the muscle that's connected to the swimmer fins that create the meat. This is something I'm really love the feeling of this mixture in my hands. It brings back a lot of history. Everyone knows you eat a crab cake, you love it, it tastes awesome. Big story behind crab cake and how it was created. Crab cake recipe was stolen from enslaved people, added into a cookbook in the New York World's Fair in the 30s became super popular. So our crab cake batter here is ready to go. Get making into crab cakes and get ready for the oven. So I'm gonna just grab this, add my pan that I've had preheating. All right, grab a pan that you think you'll fill up nicely. I'm gonna add some avocado oil, something that can go for a higher temp. I've cooked it in olive oil, it's fine. Just wanna coat the pan here. And we do have a lot of mayonnaise in here, so we're okay. Oil will come out. And what I'm doing is I'm making balls, but I'm not packing them. If you like your crab cakes to be tight snowballs, that's fine, but we want the crab cakes to come in here, come in this pan, get in that hot oven, and almost fall apart. There's enough mayo, there's enough challah bread, there's enough love in here to keep it together. Okay, so hands a little messy here, just gonna get a quick rinse. I'm gonna save this for later. So we're not done with the crab cake yet, it's gonna get a royal treatment here. Even though it's going into a super hot oven, we are gonna make a blanket of butter. And the butter is gonna melt down super nicely. It's gonna help give us a brown sheen and delicious. Think we need some more Old Bay, right? Absolutely. Right on top of the butter. It's gonna make an awesome color, great flavor. And just because, we're gonna add some more. A little bit of water in your pan, just so we don't get stickies on the bottom. We're gonna go in the oven about 450 degrees. You can use a high broil if you like, for about 10 minutes. We'll be back in a New York minute to show you an awesome Cajun remoulade. It's gonna go great with these crab cakes. Someone asked me what was a New York minute. I don't know if it's longer or shorter, but here we are. We're gonna make a Cajun remoulade for crab cake. Ingredients are gonna be simple. The whole dish is simple. We're gonna use mayonnaise. We're gonna use creamed horseradish. We're gonna use smoked paprika. How much? As much as you like. We're gonna use cayenne. How much? You like it spicy? Boom. We like it spicy. Old Bay, sure, we're talking Old Bay, Chesapeake style crab cakes. Let's get that in there. We're gonna, also, we want a grainy mustard. This is a French style grainy mustard. It's awesome. Give it a good mix. It's a remoulade, it's all mixed up. This shit is from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I've had white remoulade, New Orleans, Louisiana. Maybe you like white remoulade, maybe you don't, maybe you need a little extra. We're gonna give a little extra. This is gonna put some color, a little Tabasco, a little Worcestershire. Now we have a dark color. I think it's gonna be beautiful. We'll taste it in a second. While the crab cake's finished baking, it's gonna be an awesome time to let these flavors come together. C'est bon! We're gonna add some spicy pickles also. It's a homemade, lightly fermented spicy pickle. It's gonna be awesome. It's out of this world. I cannot wait to show you. All right, so these crab cakes, I can smell them. They are ready. We're gonna take them out. We're gonna set them on the oven. We're gonna come back and make the plate up for you. Can you hear that sizzle and pop? I wish you could smell it. Crab cake's been working hard in the oven. He can rest just a minute. So I think that Grandpa Jean Galatoire, he'd be pretty happy with this remoulade. I've been thinking about it. He brought these recipes to Galatoire's restaurant on Bourbon Street in the early 1900s. And the restaurant is still thriving. My wife and I love to go back as often as we can, and it's always a really good time. Last time they went, I forgot to bring my jacket, so I got to wear somebody's jacket. It was fine. I think the food was incredible. Our service was awesome. Crab cakes we're going to serve with a little lemon here. Going to grab these guys. Going to use something like this, almost like a fish spatula. just gonna gently place these on the plate. And the crab meat is awesome. I can see the little lumps of orange fat. That is gonna be so delicious. It's hot on my hands, but I'm so excited to put this on the plate and show you. We don't need to get too fancy with it. Also from Maryland, we have these beautiful on the vine cherry tomatoes. Okay, I'm done screaming about the beautiful crab cakes. Next up, we're gonna make a za'atar rack of lamb with the Mediterranean veggies and a naturally gluten-free sauté, which is a chickpea flour flatbread. I want to taste it for you. I'm sorry you can't have any. I'm gonna get some of that sauce all in here. I need tomato. I need to put sauce on it. I don't care that my fingers are all messy. Okay, so we're back. Just got done running down the road. Had to catch this lamb. Super fast guy out there. We got him. It's a beautiful, beautiful cut of meat we have here. Thing about lamb is that what I hear is that it's intimidating, and I guess the reasons why are because it's a small portion. It's a big price tag, and if you let it go for even a minute too long, you're done. You're overcooked. It's not going to be that great. It's going to be caca. Also, you know, growing up, kind of remember in the 70s, it was this and mint jelly. I didn't like the mint jelly. My wife, she was a big fan of the mint jelly. She tells me I wouldn't have even wanted the mint jelly in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we're going to do things a little bit differently with no mint jelly. But one of the components of the lamb today, it's going to be a sauté, which is it's a naturally gluten-free flatbread made from chickpea flour from France, Nice to be exact. So we've got equal parts, really easy, equal parts chickpea flour. We've got a little Himalayan pink sea salt. We've got cumin. We're going to use a little sumac today. We're going to mix this up, break up some of these chunks ahead of time. You're going to be golden. We need a little more space. Here's our water. Think about this batter, great to make ahead, hour or two, even overnight. Luckily for us, hour or two over a little while ago, we already made the batter and it's all nice and creamy. We're going to use our preheated pan from the oven. We're going to add some oil, avocado oil, can stand some heat. And we're going to add this like a pancake. And we're going in the oven. That sauté is going to go for about 15 minutes. We want the edges to be nice and crispy, almost burnt. We're going to take that out later. We're going to let it rest, and we're going to cut it into some kind of shape for you. Next, we're going to move on to our lamb. Going to give a quick rinse here, my hands. So here we go. This is a beautiful lamb. It smells really nice. You know, lamb has a really distinct smell. It's very unique, right? The lamb smells so unique because of the grass that the lamb eats. It has chlorophyll. And when the lamb digests this chlorophyll in its belly, or it's actually in its rumen, which is inside of its belly, he develops this really great end-gamey aroma and flavor. So what the farmers did was they add grain to the end of the animal's life to the diet, and that mellows the flavor, mellows the aroma, and either way I think it's just delicious. So we're working with these two beautiful French rack of lamb. Like I was talking about the mint jelly, we used to do this lamb at my restaurant, La Miche, in Maryland, for close to a decade. We would do a very French preparation, Dijon mustard, breadcrumbs, and people want to put mint jelly. Whatever. So today we're going to use a sun-dried tomato paste, and we're going to give it a slather. Salt and pepper is in here. We don't need to add too much salt to dishes. We don't need to add a lot of oil to dishes. Try to make things as healthy as we can. I work in school food, and that's what we do. I feed close to 18,000 kids in Alexandria, Virginia. We introduce fruits and vegetables into every single meal. We cut back on salt, we cut back on sugar, we cut back on oil, and we just do it a little bit healthier. We're giving kids the opportunity to grow up healthier than we did maybe. Now that we've got this sun-dried tomato paste slathered on this beautiful lamb, we're gonna start with little za'atar seasoning. Again, generous. This is gonna create a coating in the oven, and it is gonna be like a jacket. It is gonna be awesome. This flavor, this is really flavorful and mild also, so don't be afraid to go crazy with it. We're gonna add sumac. Very Mediterranean flavors here, very delicious. Gonna quick rinse here. We have our pan in the oven. We're gonna roast this. We don't need to sear it so hard. I've got a cast iron skillet here. We're gonna add some avocado oil. Gonna bring this pan over. See, it's smoking. Ooh, that's fucking hot. We're gonna go back in the oven. I see that talk of that Mediterranean flatbread. It's killing it in here. Looking awesome, like a big fat pancake. All right, we're gonna take a little break here, clean up this table. So one of the components we're gonna use with the lamb today is a hummus, super simple. We have our chickpeas. We're gonna use some extra virgin olive oil, but not a lot. We're gonna start with the aquafaba. This is the liquid that came in the chickpeas, and it's really good. And usually I just see people, we throw it away. So we're gonna try to utilize it here and save ourselves from having to use a lot of oil. Of course, we're gonna add some. It's a really neat tool here, cordless hand mixer. Little cumin goes great with hummus. Himalayan pink sea salt. And here we go. We want this to be thick. We're gonna use it on the base of the plate. The lamb is gonna go on top. I'm gonna take a pan that I've got preheating in the oven, because we're also gonna serve some roasted orange slices with the lamb. So here we go, hot pan, a little bit of oil. Got some beautiful navel oranges here. Just want to slice these up nice. Right in the pan we go. Why not a little bit of za'atar seasoning, a little bit of sumac. It's going to taste awesome. It's going to be a really nice garnish. We're adding fruits to this dish. Here it is, folks. Beautiful rack of lamb. While we were on break, we got the phone call. Do you have the mint jelly? No, we don't have the mint jelly. We're gonna set the pan down here. This rack of lamb's been resting for a couple minutes. Let the juice kind of get back in the meat. Here's the moment we've been waiting for. Lamb gonna fall, lamb gonna fall. Looks like we did okay. Gonna move this out of the way. We've got our plate. We're gonna start with a little hummus. Remember, it's not too loose, it's just nice and creamy. This is gonna be the base for the lamb. We have the beautiful sun-dried tomato paste with the seasonings. We're just gonna get it right on there. Why waste it? This beautiful citrus, these toasted orange slices, wheels with the za'atar seasoning. just for a little bump of flavor. This is something I'm sure my dad would have loved without the mint jelly. I know he's up there telling me don't screw this dish up. Get it all mixed in there with the creamy hummus, orange. We're gonna add some beautiful capers here with sea salt. Wanna know how you get the capers and the sea salt? You put the capers and you put the sea salt. It's awesome. We're gonna add a little bit of parsley. We have some nice Italian parsley leaves. Final touch, we're going za'atar, we're going Mediterranean. Our beautiful za'atar rack of lamb, perfectly cooked, little bump of citrus, pomegranate seeds, creamy hummus. We're gonna make sure. Okay, welcome back. Our next course, we're gonna prepare our veg. I'm really passionate about vegetables. Again, I serve veggies to almost between 16 and 18,000 kids every day at school. And the thing that I really want to accomplish is to inspire them to go for the fruits and veg, be healthy, enjoy. When your eyes first see this veg, it's gonna send chemical messages from your brain to your body that you're about to eat something really good, really healthy. Gonna give you energy, sustain you through the day. These are just some beautiful baby carrots. I like to keep the green stalk on there. Actually, I was nibbling on that earlier. That's where they're all missing. So we are going to, they're really efficient here on studio, and I'm glad I caught Ify helping me before this pan got washed, because what I want to do is I want to keep the pan that had all the beautiful lamb seasoning, all that goodness right in there, and I'm just coating this beautiful carrots with all that stuff. It's really, really nice. No need to add any more oil. We've got enough oil. We're not adding any more salt. We're gonna add our eggplant, our mushrooms. Just gonna stir this up. I wanna get these veggies coated with all that great flavor. When you're done with stuff like that, there's no need to dump that out. We're using it. It's actually gonna help clean the pan also, the skillet. So here we go, we're going right back in the oven, y'all. Okay, so our veggies have been in the oven for a little while now. They are roasting up really great. They smell awesome. It's time to add the rest of the stuff here. Some broccolini, some more tomatoes, and some roasted garlic. I'm gonna keep these beautiful tomatoes right on the vine. They're gonna come out so blistered. I think you're gonna love it. Our broccolini, right in the pan. We're gonna mix up here gently, and I think we'll add, we don't need to add anything. Just some garlic that I've roasted, and a little bit of its juice in there, all around the whole party. Going back in the oven, okay? Okay, so here we're gonna get going with the piece de resistance, the dessert. This is a rich chocolate-filled flaky rugelach. This is a really special recipe that my grandparents brought to the US in the early 19th century as they were being chased out of their motherland. We're gonna add 3 3/4 cup flour. I'm gonna save a little bit so I can flour my board here. We need 1/3 teaspoon of salt and a full tablespoon of sugar. We're gonna mix this gently. Notice we're keeping all of our dry ingredients to start. And don't stress over it, it's just a cookie dough. We're gonna add now wet stuff, about 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. We're gonna add to this about 2.5 ounces of cream cheese. I'm gonna start that going. Mixing it really good. That's really good. And then we're gonna slowly add chunks of butter, about 3 ounces. I'm putting the butter in different spots because it's gonna help it mix up better. And we're gonna pulse this food processor until this dough comes together. You're gonna see that it starts to get like a lump in here, and it's gonna just keep collecting all the dry ingredients till it's all mixed up. This cookie dough, it even smells awesome. Tastes awesome. We gonna lightly flour our workspace, and we're gonna turn this dough out so that we can work with it. And we want to get all of it. You want to be really careful with the blade on your food processor. It's sharp. If you drop it or it falls, don't try to catch it. The falling knife, it'll always get you. So we've got our table here lightly floured, and we're just gonna, this is what my bubby showed me, just put it all together. You can't really mess this up, and it's gonna be really, really yummy. So we've got a nice ball here. We're gonna let this ball rest for 2 hours till overnight. You can freeze this dough if you want to. So we came in last night and we made this dough so we don't have to wait for it to rest. Here it is. We've got our lightly floured. We want to get a little bit more flour because we don't want it to stick. I'm going to flatten out the dough. Before I roll this out all the way, I'm going to take some bittersweet chocolate and some dark chocolate. I like to use half and half. And there's another trick we're gonna do after we get this. We're gonna microwave this 30 seconds at a time till it becomes saucy. So our microwave is a really wonderful thing. I'm not that great at it, so trusty assistant helped me out. Our chocolate is now combined and melted. Now the secret surprise, we're gonna take a little microplane and we're gonna just get a little cinnamon right in there. If you've ever had Mexican chocolate, you know that cinnamon flavor, it's in there. This is what's going on. I love it. You can see it in there, the granules of cinnamon. Stir that guy up. So now we're ready to roll out our dough. This is super simple. Awesome little rolling pin here. It's perfect for the job. Gonna roll out about 12 or 14 inches here. Patty cake, bake me, however it went. So what I want to do is get rid of the extra flour. So I'm gonna hold on. That's why we're gonna put it on paper to begin with. Keep everything clean. The dough feels really good. We're gonna take our chocolate. We're gonna start working that in here. Just spreading it around, leaving a little bit. Like if you were making a chocolate pizza, which sounds really yummy to me right now, this would be the base. I can smell the cinnamon in the chocolate. It's really turning me on. You could probably just bake this just like this, and then when it came out of the oven, slice up some strawberries like pepperoni. Boom, put it right on there. I think we actually did that at the Inn at Little Washington. It was called Chef Patrick's Dessert Pizza, and we baked this with the strawberry, and then we added toasted pistachios. There we go. Next thing we're gonna do, we have to cut this in like a pizza. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you are right. We're gonna roll these little guys up, and that's gonna become our regula. Don't be afraid to make a mess, trust me. This is not something that is gonna keep you clean, but it's gonna taste delicious. So remember we talked about leave a little bit of edge here? And the reason why is so that A, we can handle it without getting chocolate all over ourselves. So this is a fun part. We are rolling this up like a little blanket. And maybe we'll stay on the paper here, keep it a little bit cleaner. as we roll, you get some chocolate on here on the outside, it's fine too. It's really good chocolate. We're also gonna give it an egg wash, like an extra special bath before we go in the oven. It's gonna come really shiny. And it's not too tight, it's not pressing, none of that. Just kind of like let it do the work. I don't know, I'm getting really excited about this rugelach. Gives me the feels like when I was a kid, like a little kid being with my grandparents. And that feels really good. Last one here. It's okay if we get chocolate on the outside of it. Some are big, some are small. I have a big mouth, maybe you have a small mouth. Whatever. Okay, I've got a pan right here that I've already sprayed. Give these a quick egg wash. Here we go. We've got just a couple eggs beaten up. If it's too thick, maybe add a couple sprinkles of water. This is going to give it a nice shine, and you don't need too much. So, ooh, this is a messy one. I'm having that one. And while you're handling these, we don't want to get them, we don't need to crush them. Just want to give them a nice little egg wash. They're not going to grow too much in the oven, but still give them a little bit of space. Feels really good. It's kind of heavy, dense, chocolatey. We're going in the oven. Okay, what kind of oven? We're going in 350 degrees on the middle rack. Not up high, it's going to get burned. Not on the bottom. I don't know what's going to happen on the bottom. For about 20-25 minutes. Okay, if y'all remember, we got some veggies going on. We have our sauté, our French gluten-free chickpea flatbread, and I wanted to show you the crunch. We're just gonna cut this up, and trying to figure out what plate to use for this. You know what? Let me let the pan do the work here. So we want to get that flatbread right in the pan, and we're gonna build this veggie dish kind of right around this. It's really rustic, kind of really fun. That way we don't have to clean the pot yet. And I want to get these beautiful veggies in here, but I want to do it kind of delicately. So I'm using my fingers. I want to show off all this goodness. And this has got me thinking about my kids at school. They would love to eat this. We put this sides of veggies literally with everything. Fruits and veg are really, really big for us. I hope you can see the steam coming up. You have the crunchy flatbread, gluten-free. Also makes an awesome gluten-free pizza crust in a pinch. Someone comes over and you don't know what to cook because they're gluten-free and they don't want to eat the regular pizza you're making. You make that. It's gonna be awesome. You might think like, okay, after you taste the gluten-free flatbread, if it needs a little kick up, I'm gonna put a little Vic Bob's jalapeno infused maple. It's awesome, just a little bit. The sauté, he can also be for breakfast or dessert. Okay, this is the side dish for the lamb. If you don't eat meat, this is your total vegetarian and gluten-free dish right here, easy. Okay, so well now you've had the healthy, let's get ready for dessert. And here you go, y'all. This is my Bubby's rich chocolate filled flaky cookie, our rugelach. Can't wait to eat it. I just want to thank you for joining me in this space. It was really great to share with you the Chesapeake style jumbo lump crab cake as an appetizer, the very special za'atar rack of lamb with the sauté flatbread that's gluten-free and all the roasted vegetables, and the sweet chocolate flaky rugelach cookie. It's been great. Feel free to please follow me on Facebook, ACPS Chef Jason. That's ACPS Chef Jason for Alexandria City Public Schools. I really love to see you.